What was your interactions with Vince like besides getting hired? What other conversations did you have with him?
So Vince is the reason I got hired. He liked me for some reason. Uh, I believe the reason I got fired is because everybody else around him saw no value in me. Like Johnny Ace, I believe that Vince wanted me signed immediately. And I believe that Johnny dragged his feet slash whoever was there, the other people there dragged their feet because they thought flash in the pan, this is going to go on a couple weeks, he'll get beat up and then he'll flame out and then we will not have had to sign him. But Vince was always very supportive of me and would always talk to me if I did something that he didn't like or I did something he did like. Yeah, so I always had really good interactions with him. Even when I went back and did some job stuff in 2018, he was once again, and I don't even think he remembered who I was or even knew, but was still like somehow like drawn to me and super supportive. When I wrestled Brody and Eric Rowan on SmackDown, when we got to the back, Vince McMahon got out of his chair and he shook my hand. And I was like, is this happening again? Like,
Right.
because this isn't a thing that happens to people, but he's very supportive and he was always super, super kind to me.
You said if you did something he didn't like, what did you do? What could you do that Vince didn't like in the ring?
So it was never,
What?
he had no problems with my in-ring work.
Okay.
He had problems with some of the other things that I did. And some of them my fault, some of them not my fault. So the first one, I got called to his office, and I think this was the Kane match. I went out to the ring with gum in my mouth. And I got through, and once I realized I had gum in my mouth, I swallowed it immediately. But I guess at a point you can see me chomping on gum like a dipshit.
You're blowing bubbles.
It was like my fourth time there. I was still, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. And I guess
Right.
I just had gum in my mouth and it never crossed my mind to take it out.
Right.
Because I'm thinking about a million other things. So I get to the back and
Oh my God. Kane was pissed at you for chewing gum because it's bad in your teeth because he was once a dentist. How do you like that? Isaac
nailed it.
Yankum. Have a nice
Nailed it.
day.
Nailed it. Little did he know I was chewing some of that gum, healthy gum. Yeah, I probably wasn't. God knows what I was doing. But I get called to the office, and Vince he was very nice with me about it, and he explained like, "Sorry, you're chewing gum out there." I said, "Yes, sir. I'm very sorry. I didn't realize it was in my mouth." He was like, "We're trying to put you over as this sympathetic baby face, and when you're chomping on gum, it doesn't make you seem so. So, you got to cut that out." And I was like, "I apologize. I won't have it again." Then the next time was some random stupid pre-tape. I'm still pissed about it. I still don't. So like they give you the scripts, and I read this script, and it was when they were doing the McMahon's Millions. I don't know if you remember this thing at all, but
He was giving away money, right?
he was giving away money.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to do some backstage pre-tape with the pre-tape girl. I think it was Lena Yada, where she asked me how I feel about McMahon's Millions. And this written script is terrible. And they were like, and they're what they would tell you every time was just put it in your own voice. Just put it in your own voice. You don't have to read it verbatim, but put it in your own voice. And I said, guys, I don't know how to put this in my own voice. It's like overly cheesy. And they were like, okay, just read it as is. So I read it as is. And Bruce Pritchard watches it. He says, no, this is terrible. Okay, we'll try it again. They have Stephanie McMahon come over and watch it. She was like, no way. Okay, she goes away. They're like, we're probably just going to cut it. I said, okay, that's fine. It was like Mr. McMahon gave me a chance to live my dream. Now he's letting others live their dream by giving away millions of dollars. You know, like,
hold on while I throw up, please. Okay, I'm good. Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying? Like, put that in your
Yeah.
own words. How?
Yeah.
It's so gross and cheesy and
Awful.
blech.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're probably just going to cut it. I said, okay, deal. Then they come back over to me and say, hey, we actually need that segment. We're just going to run it live.
Okay. This is great. Colin, holy crap, this is great stories.
I was like, you're going to run it live? Okay, whatever. I mean, once Bruce Pritchard and Stephanie McMahon both watched it and said it was terrible. But if they're going to run it live, who am I to say don't run it live?
Right.
We do it. I deliver it just how it's written, exactly like it is on the paper. That thing, it was probably 10 seconds before someone comes and gets me and tells me that Vince wants to see me. And I go to Gorilla, and the writer who wrote the segment is standing next to me. And Vince is just tearing me apart for how cheesy and bad this thing was. And all I can do is say, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. I'll do better next time, sir. And go about. And while this writer is arms crossed, nodding his head like, yeah, you should have done better. Like, God.
Wow.
Ugh. I still get uncomfortable thinking about it.
I need a shower after this conversation. I feel dirty.
Awful.
Do you want to plug anything? Any social media?
So I'm as we've probably noticed, I am technologically
Tech guru. Sorry, go
a
ahead.
tech guru, and that extends to social media, which I'm also terrible at. But if you want to follow me, I'm at extremely cute on Twitter. Fun fact: the first tweet on the WWE Twitter account is about me. That's a fact. You can look it up.
Really?
The very first tweet they ever put out was something about Mark Henry destroying me randomly, ever on their whole account.
That's trivia.
Right.
Yeah.
In case you need that at trivia night. I'm extremely Colin on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, but it's mainly my friends and family. So